Hey guys, it's Jess. Um, Today I'm gonna be doing a makeup haul. You guys are probably like, what? Did you say makeup haul? Blah 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 blah. So here's the story. In 2012, in March, I found out that I was pregnant. And I'm high risk. Some of you might know that already. I'm high risk when I'm pregnant. So even though I was only working 16 hours a week, I wasn't able to stay with Mac, which I was working, like I said, 16 hours a week. I was with Mac for 2 years and a couple of months. I was product specialist. I was Mac certified. I had 5 certifications. I was just before my advanced certification, my first advanced certification for Mac. So within those 2 years, I had gotten pretty decently far for only working 16 hours a week. I absolutely loved working at Mac. I definitely, the company is amazing. If you do aspire to work for that company, go for it. Hi, go for it. I don't think you will be disappointed in the fact that Mac really, I felt like they wanted me to succeed. From everyone from my managers to my trainers to my coworkers, I never felt, to my upper management, like district people, I never felt, I never felt overwhelmed. Like, when you work at a retail place, because I've worked at the retail also, and was management at other retail. And when your district manager's coming, you're stressed. Even if you're doing good, even if your job is doing good, like your store is doing good, you're still stressed, But when, of course, I wasn't a manager while I was at Mac, but I also didn't feel any of the stress. And none of the upper management that I felt in my store felt stressed. I was at a freestanding store. That was the first store I had been to. I never worked at a counter. I was never a freelancer. I probably told this story years back. In 2009 is when I was hired. Anyway, so I left because I couldn't work. But I also left after talking to my manager and the district manager. It's not really called district manager, but at the point, district manager, she said I can come back anytime I wanted to. So last year, so basically almost a year to the date when I left. So maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more, because I came back in April of 2013. So I was gone away for a year. I started freelancing again. Also was a very good experience where I freelanced a lot in the store that I was part of before. So I felt very comfortable, but I also felt like the staff that was there then, not that they kind of respected me because I had been there, but even the newer people who I hadn't known still, it was great to be back. Okay, so what ended up happening, the end of this summer, I felt like I was ready. My family was ready. I was ready to get back into working. When I started thinking about it, originally I was very apprehensive because going and working in a makeup place, in a place like Mac, and I hadn't been doing as much of it. I had been freelancing, and I freelanced pretty steadily, starting maybe May of 2013 through the summer, a lot through the summer, a lot through the holidays. But after the holidays, you know how it is with retail, it kind of dies down. So anyway, it's not like riding a bike. So it's easy to forget some of the steps. And just because of timing, I wasn't able to do a lot of freelance jobs as far as outside of freelancing for Mac. Like, I wasn't doing weddings, I wasn't doing nights out, I wasn't doing lessons and stuff like that on my own. I was freelancing only through Mac. I went to a couple different locations. Sorry, just looking at this board right now, but I figure it's better than just random talking. Anyway, and I will get to the haul. But, so I decided, like I said, my family was ready, the kids were ready, my husband and I worked it out, that I was going to be able to come back. And when I started thinking about it, I knew that the location I was in before was fully staffed. So I went looking elsewhere. I am now currently at a Nordstrom's. I'm currently at Nordstrom's at the Mac counter. Very excited to be there. I'm very happy to be back in the company. I actually, because I had been away for I did freelance basically for a year, but I was away a year before then. So I was basically away 2 years. My manager told me that I was going to be going back to basic. And a lot of people who knew me were just like, wow, you have to go back to basic. And I'm telling you, as soon as she said it, I was so excited. Being a product specialist before and knowing that there's so many new collections, so many innovative things that Mac comes out with, I wanted to go back to basic, because knowing what's in the oil control moisturizer, knowing why the Marine Bright Formula Essence works, that stuff's important to me. Knowing why the lip primer works, that stuff's important to me. That stuff's important to me. And I want to be able to tell my, clients and customers why I chose those things for them. And I think any great makeup artist, Mac makeup artist or any makeup artist, the skincare that they use, any of the products that they use, they want to actually know what they're talking about. And even though I had been freelancing, you don't get that information regularly. They have the books there, of course you can check, but when you go to freelance, you just kind of go in, you work your 5 hours, you work your 6 hours. They have you working when it's busy. So it's not really a downtime for you to catch up on product knowledge. And I'm a product knowledge junkie, so I needed to remember those things. So, and honestly, I felt kind of bad for just the freelancers coming in just to work at Mac who had no knowledge of that before, or at least I had a little bit of knowledge. I kind of took my old basic book when I started freelancing again, and I went through it just so I had like kind of remembrance. So anyway, I'm back at Mac. I'm extremely excited. I'm extremely happy to be back within the company, seeing all the old faces, hearing of all the development of the people who I was working with before and how far they've come. I mean, just growing in the company, it's really exciting. So if you are looking or thinking about working for Mac, I strongly, strongly suggest you walking into your nearest Mac counter, Mac store, going online, calling up when it's not. Don't call on a Saturday or a Friday. It's prom time now. You know the story. Call on like a Sunday. Call on, a Monday in the afternoon, those times of the week. And talk to the counter manager, talk to the assistant manager. Come in with your resume right there with you. Come in with your book if you have a book. I guess I'll do a separate video on that. But, being prepared, looking the part, you don't have to I might have to do a separate video because it's already 9 minutes and I didn't even get to the all. But anyway, if you do have questions about how to work at Mac or, what my thoughts are on that, leave a comment below and I'll definitely get to that. Let me get to this haul. I really was trying not to make it too long. But I did want to share with you that I am back as a, not full-time, as a employee of Mac, and I'm so excited for it. So once again, the channel's coming full circle. I'm going to be doing more, I can't promise the tutorials because one, I still have my kids. I still have all that time that I do before that. But on the odd chance, not the odd chance, on the random Saturday mornings, Sunday mornings, when I am going to work and my husband has the kids or Sammy has the kids, I have no problem, trying to set up to do a video to show you guys a look or a technique or talking about some kind of product. And of course, I'll be doing reviews and stuff like that on products as they launch, when they launch. I won't be doing anything before they launch because we're not allowed to. So, no sneak peeks here. Okay, and it's not even like sneak peeks because most of the time Mac is going to show you guys what's coming out before it actually launches. So you'll have all that information. You'll just have my takes on it after it hits counters in the United States. Okay, after all that, 10 minutes in, let's get to the haul. So I needed, honestly, just to refresh some of my staple stuff. So I showed you some already. The lip primer, the Prep and Prime. I love this stuff. It really does work. It works. It helps the long-lasting, like the Prolong Wear lip liners, smooth on. It's great for under matte lipsticks or even those retro matte lipsticks. Keeps them comfortable all day long. Definitely need it for my kit. So I do have a wedding coming up on Saturday, and most of this stuff is, not really most of it, but most of it's refreshing, and also some of it is just to give to the bride. So this lip pencil in Dervish is actually what I think I'm going to be using on her. Just these two, honestly, because she needs it lasting all day. And I didn't pick up any of the Prolong Wears. When you're just like shopping, you're all excited, and oh man, I forgot. That's exactly what happened. Anyway, let me get to the rest. Skin primer. This is the Prep and Prime Skin. I have used this since it came out, which I believe was actually before 2009, if I remember correctly. One pump for the whole face. Anytime I do makeup, I have an oilier skin. With this bottle, it should last you at least 6 months if you're doing one pump. You really only need one pump of this stuff, I'm telling you. Okay. Let's see. Let's do more skincare since I'm kind of on that now. The Marine Bright formula, the MAC Lightful, the Essence. When I stopped doing makeup all the time, so this is in 2012 when I found I was pregnant, and I basically just I wasn't working, I wasn't going anywhere glamorous. The boys were still little. I wasn't going to put makeup on or go to Target, that kind of thing. I noticed a change in the brightening tone of my skin on my face and my neck, and it was because I stopped using this. I picked up a new one. So it goes moisturizer, primer, moisturizer, essence, and then primer, I believe, or the other way around. I can't remember. As long as they get in there, I mean, of course, using the Lightful system, the whole 4-part system is going to give you the most. But if you have to pick one of the products, this one and also the moisturizing cream is amazing. And you will see a difference. Not in the color of your skin, but the pigmentation. So if you have any darkness, hyperpigmentation, it will help correct that. Seriously. Okay, Oil Control Moisturizer. If you've ever used it, you know it works. You love it. It helps the skin from overproducing oil, and it kind of makes it so it doesn't settle in one place. Next one is the Fix Plus. You can see the ounces there, 3.4 ounces. I'm really just going to use this. I actually like using Fix Plus. A lot of people say setting spray. It's not a setting spray, okay? But if you are drier of skin and you use powder and you want to kind of refresh the skin, that is great for that. I love using this to prep the skin. So after I've moisturized my skin, say I take a shower, I come out and I put moisturizer right away, but then I don't get to do my makeup before, I don't know, another hour or half an hour. You don't need to add more moisturizer again. That's where you could do the Fix Plus. So just spray your face. Spray your face. Don't dampen. Just a few sprays of Fix Plus. And that will re-moisten your face and add moisture so you don't have to go through and do your moisturizer again. That's what I like. That's what I like using it for. Now, these are for the wedding. And then, of course, they're going to go into my collection. Bamboo and Broom. Yes, Bamboo and Broom. That's the one I picked up. That's the two I picked up. I also picked up an empty quad. I picked up Pro Longwear Paint Pot in Groundworks. You guys know that this stuff is amazing. Painterly is another great one. Groundworks, I'll show you the color, even though these are totally not new launches. These are colors that have been tried and true with MAC for a long time. You do want to, that's just the color. It's very neutral in the Browns family. I use Painterly also. You guys know I'm an NW45 and C50. I use Painterly. I basically use them all. Groundworks, I just picked up a new one. Black Track, you can swim with this stuff. I absolutely love it. If you want a quick smoky eye, you want to know what you do? You throw on your crease color, especially if you're doing an all-over lid. Dark, throw on a neutral crease color to your skin tone. Throw on your highlight. Get a 217 brush, dip it lightly into that, put it on the back of your hand so it really distributes around on the brush, and buff that into the lid, and softly underneath. Instant smoky eye. It's really the quickie smoky eye. Another eye product, Teddy Eye Kohl. I love Teddy. It is my all-time favorite pencil. Eye pencil. You can use it all over the lid. You don't only have to line with that. You can eye line inside the waterline with this. It is not tested for that, but I've used it inside the waterline. I've used it underneath the lash line. Of course, I use it as a top liner. I've used it as a base for the shadows. I've used it as a color on the lid. I've used it in the corner. This is an Eye Kohl. It should be called, like, I don't know, amazing eye coloring. So any of the Eye Kohls I find are very, and it's long lasting. I don't find it smudging. So, you know. And then, sorry. False Lash Waterproof Mascara. Now, False Lash, of course, a few months ago came out with different colors. They do have a blue. This one, the blue that is the color blue, is not shiny. So how this one is shiny, the one that's the color blue for the False Lash is matte. So that's another way to double check. You know, most of the time you don't have to double check, but if you feel like you want to, like, don't be surprised when your thing comes out and it's blue. It doesn't mean that it's blue mascara. It just means that it's showing that it's blue because it's the waterproof one. So that's what I got. I already put them in my stash already. I got Undercurrent. I got two other pencils that were long-lasting, Pro Longwear pencils. I put those in my stash already. But these are basically going to the wedding straight away. That's why I didn't unpack them just to pack them again. So I just kind of left it on my desk. So I'm excited to be back. I want to get back on track. I actually was lucky enough, and this is why I say that I say this way. I am a very stressed person, so I find that the longer I know about something, the more I stress. And when we were at Basic, you have the opportunity to do a couple of your certifications right at Basic. So my trainer, my original trainer, was actually someone who I worked with at the store. He was my key holder. He was the key holder. Sorry. Okay. He was the key holder and I was a 16-hour artist. So he is my trainer now for the region. So we were doing rotations in Basic. And he says to me, okay, after this today, I'm going to expect a call from me. I have to touch base with you. So, and this was after my rotation was done. So I love him so much for not saying anything until after I was done, because he knows me that I would have been so super nervous. But I finished 4 of the certifications at basic when, where most of the time people go on a few weeks or months after they first start to do their certifications. So that was very exciting. All right, guys. So I'm back. I'm sorry that it's a 20-minute video. If you have any questions about working at Mac, okay, you can ask. If I can't answer, I'll just tell you that I can't answer. If I get enough questions on this video, like, comment below. If I do get enough questions, I will do an answer and question video about working at Mac and what I can tell you about my story, because that's public knowledge. Okay, bye guys. Thanks. Bye. So excited.